second, I wanted to make it a telling scary ghost story. I thought that would be a fun video. And if you love creepy things like me, even though they will keep you up at night, well then hopefully you'll like this. Although I'm sure the stories I read won't be that scary. So first, I will tell you a bit sheriff's office said Lorson suffered the self-inflicted injury at about 12:45 a.m., which is around the same time the 1912 axe murders in the house began. Lorson recovered from his injuries but has never spoken publicly about what occurred that day. For Martha Lynn, the owner of the home, the incident was very upsetting. It's publicity, but it's not exactly the kind of publicity you desire to have. I don't want people thinking that when they come to the axe murder house, something's going to happen that's going to make them do something like that. The house remains open for tourist visits and overnight stays today. So if you guys would like to pay $430 a night to potentially expert attributed the rotting animals in their walls to powwow or Dutch magic, a ritual originating in the culture of the Pennsylvania Dutch to treat ailments and gain physical and spiritual protection. The Pennsylvania Dutch were a group of German-speaking settlers to Pennsylvania in the 16 and 1700s and are often of Mennonite or Amish faiths. Yeah, that one just goes on about the different types of spells. Okay, next one, Florida devil worshipping. Friends noticed that Daniel Harkins, a 35-year-old school teacher near St. Petersburg, Florida, started acting strangely in June of 2012, developing an interest in demonic rituals. Soon after, she was arrested for abuse of 7 of her former students. Daniel Harkins told the kids they needed to rid their bodies of demons as the group gathered before dusk Saturday around a small fire. They should cut their skin to let the evil spirits out, police said she told the children. Then they needed to burn the wounds to ensure that those spirits would not return. When Harkins held the lighter to one teen's hand, wind blew the flames out, police said. That prompted her to douse his hand in perfume before setting it on fire. The boy suffered second-degree burns. Another teen was cut on the neck with a broken bottle, and Harkin used a flame to heat a small key, which then she used to cauterize the wound. Oh my gosh, and these were just kids. The police were notified because a friend of one of the students who participated in the ritual raised alarms. However, none of the students themselves told their parents about the event or would comment following the arrest of Harkins for aggravated battery and child abuse. What in the F? Imagine having a teacher like that. And how did she get them to the fire? Like, was that like their field trip? I need more details on that one. That's just so scary. Like, that's just so messed up. Oh, I've heard about this one. There's so many true crime videos on this one. If you haven't heard of this story and you're interested in this stuff, you're still watching, I would recommend to go and watch a video on this. The death of Elisa Lam. This, chills, literal chills. Okay. Elisa Lam was last seen on January 31st, 2013 in the lobby of the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Oh, my back is freezing now. She was vacationing through the West Coast, documenting the trip on her blog and checking in with her parents every day. On January 31st, those calls stopped. Lam had vanished. Soon the police were involved, and her parents arrived to help with the search. They had nothing. That February, LAPD released elevator surveillance footage of Lam before her disappearance. The footage shows Lam behaving strangely in the elevator, appearing to talk with invisible people, peering around the corner of the door, crouching in the corner, and opening and closing the door. But what exactly is going on in this video raises more questions than answers. Theories range from psychotic episodes to demonic possession to unknown assailants just out of the camera's view. The shower was awful, said Sabine Bao, who spent 8 days there during the investigation. When you turned the tap on, the water was coming black first for 2 seconds, and then it was going back to normal. The tap water tasted horrible. It had a very funny, sweety, disgusting taste. It's a very strange taste. I can barely describe voice threatening to slit their throats. When the Firecrest Washington police tried to